Here's a quick question for you. What car is this? If you said an S550 Mustang, you are correct. And this leads us into our first sign that you are indeed a veteran car enthusiast. Number one, you can tell what car it is just by the sound of the engine. Now, I don't just mean that you know the difference between an inline 4 and a V8. I mean you can genuinely tell the difference between a Coyote and an LS or a Cummins and a Power Stroke engine. You know you've been around the block a few times if you can tell what car it is simply by the sound of its engine. This one is probably the best and most surefire sign that you are in fact a veteran car enthusiast. Number two, you know exactly what size wrench or socket fits exactly what size bolt within 1 millimeter. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to get this every single time right on the money, but if you can generally get it within 1 or 2 millimeters of what the actual bolt size is, that's pretty impressive and it shows that you have a solid experience around working on cars. I remember whenever I was younger, my dad could call out exactly what socket size he'd need while working on a car, and it would almost always be the exact one that he needed. And even though I've had quite a bit of experience working on cars and being around cars, there are times when, for example, it's a 10 millimeter bolt and I'll go and pick up a 15 millimeter socket. I still have trouble with these things, and I'm sure a lot of people do, but you know that you're a true veteran in the community if you can do this. Number three, you have a daily driver. Now, this can either mean that you have a daily driver and a sports car that you're building on the side, or you've had sports cars in the past and you currently just have a daily driver. Now, there could be a million reasons why a veteran enthusiast would have a daily driver, but it seems like they've been around the community for so long that they've simply lost the need to drive a sports car around everywhere. They may just enjoy having a daily driver to commute to work or to drive to the grocery store and pick up groceries. But the perception it gives off is that the veteran car enthusiast has simply transcended the need to drive their sports car everywhere every single day. They enjoy saving their sports cars and their builds for track days or weekends exclusively. Number four, you've actually tested your build on a track. Specifically, if you have a drag build, you've taken it to the strip before and you have the piece of paper that shows just how fast it can go in a quarter mile. Or if you have a track build, for example, you have the piece of paper that shows how fast your car can go around your local racetrack. And I really believe this is more of a veteran sign of a car enthusiast simply because younger car enthusiasts tend to be more attracted to the street scene, the adrenaline, the fun of driving on public roads and racing their friends and drifting on public roads, while older, more mature, veteran car enthusiasts tend to just enjoy their cars, like I said earlier, on the track or on the weekends. Number five, what's the difference between these two car parts? If you said that the one on the left is a turbocharger and the one on the right is a procharger or centrifugal supercharger, then yeah, you got this one right. And that's pretty much it for this point. Number six, you hate takeovers. Now, this may be a bit of a more controversial one, but it tends to seem like the younger, more immature car enthusiast or people with stolen cars end up at these takeovers doing donuts and burnouts in busy intersections, while the more mature veteran car enthusiasts are either on the track or out of the public eye on back roads at night. And I genuinely feel like there's a split in the car community between these takeover goobers and these more veteran car enthusiasts on what the car scene should actually be. And in my opinion, the takeover scene has kind of ruined the perception that the general public had around veteran car enthusiasts, that it took us a long time to build up, that we're just out here enjoying our cars and want to stay out of the way. But I think that veteran enthusiasts resent takeovers because of this switch in public perception. And number seven, if you've ever been on these old internet forums. Now, there's not really a specific website because every car had its own forum on different websites, but if you've ever scrolled through these because you've had a problem replacing a specific part or trying to get information about building your car, then yeah, it's a pretty good sign that you're a veteran enthusiast. Simply because you've gone into the true depths of car knowledge and come back with exactly what you needed for for your specific car or problem. And I feel like a lot of newbie enthusiasts who maybe haven't really started building their cars yet or haven't even gotten a sports car yet generally stick to consuming content on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. But I feel like these forums are really more for veteran car enthusiasts because there's a lot of issues and builds and questions that are not answered on YouTube or Instagram that you really have to go onto the internet and into these forums to get. So that's all I got for y'all today. Subscribe, like, comment if you feel like it. I really appreciate you watching, and peace.